And now, Effective Communication with Phil Zeller, CEO, Dale Carnegie, Southwest Michigan.
I had to chuckle the other day. I was scanning the news and the media, and I saw a clip with the President of the United States, Donald Trump, with Marco Rubio, the Secretary of State. And Donald Trump was saying to the media that Marco Rubio was teaching him how to be a better diplomat. And I thought to myself, well, that's interesting. Found it amusing, but then quickly set in, yes, he needs to learn how to do that. We all need to learn how to do that, how to be a better diplomat, how to be able to get along with people, how to build consensus toward peace and toward hope and toward positive outcomes, and being able to work with people everywhere to do that. And what's really cool about it is that it made me think about that. You know, what is Donald Trump looking on Marco Rubio? And then you start to look up a little bit out into Marco Rubio and his past and who he is. And then most recently, as he got voted in as a Secretary of State for the United States of America, it was a unanimous decision. All the Democrats, all the Republicans, independents, everybody voted for him in to be Secretary of State. That's unheard of, especially in the political world we live in right now, right? That everybody could say, this is the person we want to be Secretary of State. But as you look into it and you start to realize what Donald Trump was talking about, Marco Rubio, he is a diplomat. He knows how to work and build consensus and negotiate with people toward a positive outcome, with the focus being on peace and coming to some agreement so we can move forward. And this is, my friends, becoming a lost skill, and it doesn't need to be a lost skill. So I thought I'd bring up some ideas for you today to help you with this, because it doesn't have to be a lost art. Diplomacy is a good thing. It brings people together from all different backgrounds. And one thing is about telling people they should recognize other people from other backgrounds. And another thing is knowing how to bring people together. That is so much more. Anybody can point the finger of blame. I've shared it before here on Effective Communication. When you point the finger of blame, there's three fingers coming back at you, and that doesn't solve the problem. What solves the problem is getting everybody to have some consensus, to understand that we can buy into something and we can be in a better position by working together. That's the key. So there's a couple things that we have to note here if we want to get good at this, because we can complain all we want. We can criticize. We know that's a complete waste of time. We've shared that before on the show. So what we want to focus in on is what Marco Rubio really does really well, and what diplomats like him do well in the art of diplomacy. And as Dale Carnegie found, is one of the first things we have to do with people is we have to begin in a friendly way. Begin in a friendly way with people. It's a pretty simple concept. Dale Carnegie shared that you start out on the right foot, the positive approach, and begin in a friendly way. You're kind, you're welcoming, you're nice to people. Go back to his other principles, smiling at people, be welcoming, bring people in, be nice, give people a reason to want to be in your presence. You know, nobody wants to be around a negative person who complains and points the finger of blame all day long. Nobody wants to be around that person. It's toxic. What they want to be is around a friendly person. So you start out in diplomacy by being friendly with people. Be friendly. It's okay that you disagree. You may disagree about a lot of things. That's okay. But do you begin in a friendly way? Understand that every person's opinion is shaped through their experiences within their life. And every person you see right now, whether you're looking out your window or whether you're going for a walk and you're listening to Phil Zeller on Effective Communication, you're seeing these other people, and guess what? They've had different experiences than you and I. So the very first step is to begin in a friendly way, realizing that, you know what? This person knows stuff that I don't know. They've had different experiences. And what it does is it puts things at a level playing field. Now, we can't speak for where the other person's coming from at the moment, but we can hold ourselves accountable. And so step one in being a diplomat is to begin in a friendly way with people. Break the ice. And as we do this with people, what we'll start to see is that people will start to want to be around us and to think, You know, you got a Secretary of State here, got a 99-0 vote, unanimous. Why? Because whether you agree or disagree with a guy, he demonstrates some diplomacy by starting out in a friendly way in which people say, you know what? I could talk to this person. I could have a conversation with them. So stick with us on this because we're going to share more ways for you to be more diplomatic. This is just one thing that you can do. Start doing this. Begin in a friendly way, and you'll put people at ease. Now go make it happen.